My name is Lee Moore, and this is the Chinese Literature Podcast. This is going to be a very short podcast because I have some very sad news. Stephen Owen, one of the greats in the study of Chinese literature, has died today, May 1st, 2026, at the age of 79. This is being reported in Chinese language media. At the time I'm recording this, it has not yet been reported in any English language media that I can find. A friend of mine in Hong Kong sent me his obituary in a Chinese language newspaper. Professor Owens died sometime today. Stephen Owens was one of the greats in the study of Chinese literature. He was a professor at Harvard. He wrote a ton about Tang poetry, but he really did it all. When I first took a class on Chinese literature, a general survey course at the University of Georgia, his anthology of Chinese literature, Beginnings to 1911, was our textbook. And he just translated it all. It was all his translation. He was so prolific. Right now, this book is still sitting beside me, along with a copy of his Great Age of Chinese Poetry, his study of the high Tang poets. He published so much. He was such a prolific translator. A funny story. So in 2016, I was at the Association of Asian Studies. I've been in a PhD program for about 2 years, and I just happened to belly up to a table with a beer next to a guy who I had no idea who he was. Started talking with him. Turns out he had just won a copy of Stephen Owen's 7-volume translation of everything we have that Du Fu published. All of Du Fu's poetry that's still extant. It was in this 7 volumes. Stephen Owens translated every bit of it. And this guy was like, I can't take this back with me to Taipei. Could you take it with me? And I was like, yeah, obviously, yeah. Of course. I've still got it. In fact, Stephen Owen, he signed it for me when I met him. He came out to give a talk here at the University of Oregon. The man was a giant in the field of Chinese poetry studies. He produced so much scholarship. He also nurtured a ton of scholars. One of my teachers at the University of Oregon, Wang Yugun, was his student. Stephen Owen is going to be dearly missed in the field. It's a big loss for Chinese literature, but his work will live on. I'm going to end this podcast with one of his translations from that textbook he wrote, The Anthology of Chinese Literature. It's one of Li Bai's most famous poems, Drinking Alone. By moonlight, here among the flowers, one flask of wine. With no close friends, I pour it alone. I lift cup to bright moon, beg its company, then facing my shadow, we become three. The moon has never known how to drink. My shadow does nothing but follow me. But with the moon and shadow as companions the while, this joy I find must catch spring while it's here. I sing and the moon just lingers on. I dance and my shadow flails wildly. When still sober, we share friendship and pleasure. Then, utterly drunk, each goes his own way. Let us join to roam beyond human cares and plan to meet far in the river of stars. Now, Stephen Owens is beyond all human cares. Perhaps we can plan to meet up with him next in the river of stars. I'm going to leave it there. This is a sad day for Chinese literature. My name is Lee Moore, and this is the Chinese Literature Podcast.